found baby's heartbeat. So up here is where baby's butt is. Baby's back is coming along here. So baby has its head down in here. And I just found baby's heartbeat. And this is the loudest I've ever heard baby's heartbeat with a fetoscope so far. Like I am right on baby's heart. Okay, so right here is where I found baby's heartbeat. If I feel around, right here is a hard lump. And it doesn't feel like a really round head, it feels oblong, like baby's bottom. Now because I found the heartbeat right here, baby's head is in this area. I feel around, and then I can feel baby's back. When I push on baby's butt, I feel pressure down here. See if baby moved a little bit. So I found it again. Baby moved. is. Okay. Whoop. Let me just fall off the bed. So that's kind of a little glimpse to finding baby's heart rate with a fetoscope. They're tricky to use and it takes patience. If you've never heard the heartbeat, it can be really, really easy to miss. I had to do some belly mapping first. And basically what that is just kind of feeling around your belly and try to figure out how your baby is positioned. And sometimes it can be, depending on how far along you are. I'm 18 weeks, 5 days, so I'll be 19 weeks on Tuesday. And sometimes it can be a little difficult to tell whether it's the butt or it's the head. It's getting easier because baby is getting a little bit bigger. And so when I am feeling baby's head, it's very round, very hard, like a very tiny bowling ball. And the butt is hard, but not as hard. And it's more oblong. And also when I press down on baby's bottom, I feel pressure down by my pelvis. And so that's a really good indicator that as you're pushing down on baby's butt, actually I have a baby. So this is my toddler's baby. So if your baby's head down and you're pushing on baby's butt, you're going to be putting pressure. The whole body is going to move. But if your baby's head up, half the time you won't feel as much pressure because of the neck. So when you press down on baby, you're going to just kind of flex the neck a little bit. And so when you are looking for the heart tones, the heartbeat, what you're going to look for, so if your baby is head down like mine was just now, I was feeling baby's bottom, and when I'd press down, I felt pressure down by my pelvis. And so then I just kind of felt for baby's back, which is just a really long, hard spot. And I just kind of start to move on my belly, obviously, move the fetoscope. So here's the butt. So kind of guesstimate that the heart is going to be right in this area. So I just kind of start to almost make a grid out of my belly. And so I just move little bits by little bits by little bits. Obviously, I sit there and I listen. And if I don't hear it, then I'll move a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And then I'll move over and do the same thing and basically make a grid out of my belly until I can find it. Now I can tell you, a lot of times I have found my own like gastrointestinal noises. And so that can be a little frustrating at times because it can be quite loud. And I've also found my own pulse, which it's more swooshy than what the baby's heartbeat is going to be. And then you can kind of feel your pulse and check it. And if it matches, it's your pulse. Now, baby's heartbeat is going to, what I feel it sounds like, I've looked and looked and looked for videos on somehow someone was able to capture what you hear through these digitally, in the sense of like getting that sound, being able to understand what it is you're looking for. But if I'm just going to try to explain it, it literally sounds like someone is beating a tiny drum. And you can almost feel the beat, like you can feel the rhythm. I can really feel it. It's a deeper sound. It's more precise, like a drum, not like a swoosh, 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 swoosh when it's your own, pulse going through your own veins. So that is like, again, most say between 18 to 22 weeks is when you'll find baby with a fetoscope for the first time. I found my baby at 17 weeks and a couple of days. But it took a lot of patience, and sometimes it can take me 20 minutes before I find the baby. So if I'm rushing, probably not the best time to lay down and try to find the baby. And again, I'm almost 19 weeks, and my baby really loves to flip around throughout the day. I find a lot of times that baby is either in this position. Let me back this up a little bit. So baby is either in this position with head up by my belly button, or baby is in this position. And I have some hunches that my placenta is kind of over in this area, but I have had baby be transverse on me a few times. And so it can be difficult, it can be challenging, it can take a lot of patience to find the baby's heartbeat, and then once you hear it and you can tap it out, you can either tap it out and count it, or you can use an app. I forget the app that I call what it's called, but you can just kind of look up on your app store like a beats per minute, or a rhythm app or something along those lines that musicians might use. And on your phone, you can tap it out and it will give you the beats per minute. So hopefully that helps. And hopefully you can find your baby's heartbeat with the Fetoscope as well.